Hello everyone, my name is Zena, and for my SOS 426 final project, I'm going to be talking about heteronormativity. Now, why did I choose heteronormativity as my topic? Heteronormativity was a topic that really interested me throughout the course of the semester. It was just one of the topics that really helped me become more engaged in the class. And then it also provided me the understanding that society has us wrapped with the belief that it should just be this way by simply identifying as male and female, even though it is much more than that, especially in today's generation. There's also this belief that sexual relationships is between only a male and female. There's no questions asked, even though, again, it is much more than that in our generation. There's also this misconception that anyone who isn't straight is considered abnormal, something isn't right with them because they do not fit with the heteronormative standard. And I think an important thing to also know about heteronormativity is that it's present in numerous different ways, not just one setting. But an examples of it are through social media, television, movies, institutions, politics, cultural practices, and much more. And I believe understanding heteronormativity helps challenge the norms, discrimination, and negative impact it has placed within society. Now, to get more into it, what exactly is heteronormativity? It is the concept that heterosexuality is the preferred or normal mode of sexual orientation within society. It is the assumption that everyone is naturally heterosexual by default and is labeled as a superior sexual identity. It is also the idea that romantic and sexual relationships are always between one man and one woman. There is no questions asked. It's also the way things should be in the perspective of society. And a little bit of history is the term was coined in 1991 by queer literacy critic and social theorist Michael Warner. Right here, there's also the image of heteronormativity breaking down. It goes from sex assignment, gender identity, gender expression, sexuality, and relationships. And notice how it's always between a male and female. That is always the natural default selection when it comes to heteronormativity. So now you have a better understanding of what heteronormativity is. Why is it important for us to know? The reason it is important for us to know about heteronormativity is because it creates a heterocy among sexual practices that can reinforce heterosexism and homophobia. It structures society while rewarding those who get married and constructing families in which the couple is at center. It has also led to state laws restricting individuals from changing their gender marker rest on the assumption about naturalness of gender. So, usually, the process of wanting to transitioning has made it difficult for those who want to transition. There's also the fact that marriage is known for creation, but it has been used as an excuse to same sex marriage couples from being discriminated and unable to get married. It also forces people from the queer community into further marginalization. Well, one quote that I added here is by one of the course books that we are reading, and it's from the chapter One is Not Born by a Bride. And it is basically stating by leaving heterosexuality unexamined as an institution, we do not explore how it is learned, how it may control us, and contribute to social inequalities. I added this quote because I do believe this is a important quote to highlight, as again, it is telling us that if we don't really pay attention to how heteronormativity really impacts us, we don't really realize how it can contribute to social inequalities. And for my next quote, it is from Fear of the Queer by Michael Warner, which states he imagined homosexuality only as an additional choice, one that tells no challenge to the heterosexual order and seems to have nothing to do with power. Some additional facts when it comes to heteronormativity from the course reading was mentioning how many surveys or intake questionnaires ask respondents to check off their marital status as either married, divorced, separated, widow, single, or in some cases never married. These cases are not only portrayed as important indicators of social identity, but they are also the only ones available, meaning that the structure of identity in connection to marriage is universal and does not require justification. The ruling controlling whether someone's gender markers could be modified is still, to this day, governed by heteronormativity. This has led to creating dangerous situations for sex segregated institutions, such as prisons, which can lead to putting those identified as transgender in horrible conditions. In conclusion, heteronormativity can impact us in many ways through social media, television, movies, cultural practices, as well as politics. These variations can impact us in negative ways by discriminating, marginalizing, and the belief that those who do not fit within the heteronormative standard are seen as abnormal. In addition, understanding how heteronormativity impacts us can help challenge the social construct placed within society. Challenging heteronormativity also provides safe space for the LGBTQ community while paving the way for equality. And for the sources, these are the sources I used throughout the presentation as well. It is from the book Introducing the New Sexuality Studies, which is the course reading that we have been using throughout the semester. For my outside sources, I used the book called Fear of the Queer by Michael Warner because he, again, was the person who coined the term heteronormativity. So I think it is important to add his book to this, and I think it will also help people get a better idea and understanding of heteronormativity.